Everybody stopped, literally.
Yes, sir.
See, one of the worst things we can do as either a player or a director is accuse somebody of cheating.
Yeah?
I would never consider that. I would go behind and talk to the unit recorder or the club manager, but I would never accuse anyone of cheating.
Right, that's a very sound policy. You can make your meaning known without the accusation.
I want to make a comment following this. I was playing in the knockout. I opened one spade. Now, the other opponent did 2 clubs. My partner passed. This person's down to 4 hearts. Not knowing anything, the dummy comes down with 4 hearts. She has 13 points. My partner, through the whole game, insisted that they were cheating because he keeps saying, how does she know that his partner has 4 hearts? And she wanted to go make a report of this. She said, go report this. I said, no, because you can't prove. I have no idea. She said, there's got to be sending signals to her.
Well, what was
But I
the...
couldn't do, I can't, I just said, no, just drop it. I don't want to go make a complaint about this.
Well,
So,
what was the person's hand who did 4 hearts?
person man has 5 hearts in the ace jack, and 2 little spades. She has an ace. She has 13 points. But if she could have hit 2 hearts, which I think would have been forcing, and then a partner would advance this bidding. But my partner's complaint was that
Yeah,
she jumped.
I understand.
Yeah. And she said, there's something, and she went and talked to so many people that we know, and I keep telling her, just drop it. You can't, tell somebody, she says they have to.
Right, you don't have to speak directly to the person. Matter of fact, speaking directly to the person is a very poor idea, because they're going to be upset, you're going to get upset, and things will degenerate. We do have the recorder system. And Pat said you have a recorder, so just ask the director for a recorder form, fill it out, and then the recorder will handle it from there, presumably diplomatically. Anybody else?
I have one more question.
Sure.
It happens to me frequently when the last time partner opened 1 heart, it goes 1 spade over here, I bid 2 clubs. Person to my left questions, what is my 2 club called? There was no alert. So partner says it's natural. And we go on. Well, this person over here holds 5 clubs in his hand. This is not the only time this has happened.
Well, the person who is on your left has every right to ask those questions. However,
Right.
Law 16 says that his partner may not draw any inferences from his questions, and in fact, he may not select from among logical alternative actions one that might demonstrably be suggested over another by your partner's questions. So, if this hand leads a club with, say, the double of jack, which seems like a pretty silly lead when you get clubs, then you might call the director and...
Well, or perhaps his questions suggested a double.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would just say, during the auction, I did 2 clubs. My left-hand opponent questioned me, and my right-hand opponent by the club from this holding. And then...
Why couldn't you just say it's unconditional?
Suggested lead.
Well, it doesn't matter. Once the question's asked, the cat's out of the bag.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I'll share a little anecdote from my mom's days. A lot of us didn't know any better, but I was in a no trump, and my partner bid 2 clubs. And righty says, 2 clubs, what's flat? And I said through clenched teeth, it's family. That says nothing about clubs. Right. So before the opening lead was made, I turned to Righty's partner and said, "Do not let this play. Big club. You better have your lead, or I'm going to yell for the director so loud she can hear me in the next county."
Well, that's doing what I said you shouldn't do earlier. Taking the law into your own hands. Either you should call when the questions are asked, which is probably the best time, or you should call after you become aware that the person has made a strange lead. I do duty at the Nationals hearing appeals cases from the regional events and the side games. The national championships are still heard by committees, but we have a system where we go to where the people are, so it takes them a lot less time to get their case heard. And then we consult with players of equal ability to see what their take is on this particular auction or this particular line of play or whatever. So there was a situation where it went 1-no trump pass, 2 clubs, and there was a release call pass, and North and South got to something or other, and this left-hand opponent led a Singleton diamond, because he had long clubs and he figured his partner couldn't beat, and it turned out that the Singleton diamond was the best lead on for their side. They didn't have much. So I went around and asked people with the 300 or 400 points that they had. I asked one guy, I said, what would you lead in this situation without giving him the huddle? He said, I'd lead whatever. And so I said, now, if partner huddles over the 2 clubs, would that suggest anything to you? Well, no. I said, it wouldn't suggest a club lead? He said, not in our system.
We've come to the end of the appointed time. I'd like to thank Charlie for coming. Really appreciate it. I'd like to thank all of you who attended, especially the club managers who are here, because as we heard in the end, the tone of the clubs is set by the club managers, their boards, etc. And I think we got a lot of great suggestions today. I heard him say several times, patient and persistent. Don't get gunny sacked, because that benefits nobody. And of course, I think a great suggestion of the clubs having meetings with their directors where you get a chance to talk about equal enforcement across the club and the group of directors that are working in it. I think that came from Carolyn as a problem, but a great suggestion.
And the manager too should participate. So because the manager ought to know what the problems are.
And then one on the unit developing some guidelines, and we'll take that under advisement as the board and expect to hear something from us in the next month or so. It'll take a little while to get a group to do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.